What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sit Down with Sid podcast, season 3, episode number 2. Here I have with me Steve and Dave, and we have a lot of interesting topics to cover on what's going on in this country, the United States of America. So, that being said, Steve and Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to join me on this episode.
Thank you
Always
for
a
having
pleasure.
me.
Okay. All right. So, you know what's going on. So, I mean, we have so many topics to discuss. Uh, do you guys want to start with the debate between Biden and Trump, or do you want to start with Trump's conviction in New York City? What do you guys want to start with?
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter
matter.
to me.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the debate. What did you guys think of the debate? I know, Steve, I'm going to start with you. I know you are not a big Trump fan. Uh, so, I mean, and you also see what's going on with Biden, his health and his his inability to speak properly and murmuring all the time does not reflect the commander in chief of the world's strongest economy. Uh,
I
so, that being said, what are your thoughts? Who do you think won the debate, and what were your takeaways from that? And then I'll come back to Dave on this.
I think Trump won the debate hands down, but not by much. I, I'm just going to quote my father here saying that this this election is an embarrassment to this country. We're voting for the lesser of two evils, or who's going to do a little bit of a better job. Biden's got he's done, and the thought of Kamala Harris taking over is just a nightmare. Trump himself is Trump. I don't support Trump, but right now, compared to Biden, I'm looking at my fuel prices, my grocery prices, my prices of everything. And they're going through the roof. And you can't blame Trump 4 years later. We're about 4 years after Trump left office. That's not his fault now. This is Biden's problem.
Dave, what about you? What were your key takeaways, and who was the clear winner in your eyes?
Well, the clear winner was Trump. Um, I think he could have done a better job at the debate, being more clear or expand more on his bullet points that he always has. Biden, on the other hand, he just, on a split screen camera, he just looked lost. He had no idea what he was talking about, stumbling. Um, he has cognitive decline. You can't vote for anybody like that. Um, it's a disgrace to the country. United States is supposed to be the most powerful country that everybody wants to go to, and you have somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about running the country. These countries don't respect him. We need somebody that's going to get respect, and Trump always got respect.
So my counter to you guys for that is, whose fault is that? Why did Biden became the commander of chief, and what was the downfall of Trump being ousted as the president in 2020? Steve, let's start with you, and then I'll go to you, Dave.
Honestly, I don't really know how Trump got ousted in 2020. He had a cult following of people. Uh, the Red Party backs him all day, and rightfully so. He toes their line and does what they want him to do. I think, honestly, I just think a lot of people were a little aggravated at the divide because Trump did one thing. He did divide us. And that was the beginning of it. We
But
further
how?
been divided by other other things in place. Social media has a big impact on that. Where you I'm getting into arguments with people I've been friends with for 20, 25 years. because I shared a meme that said Biden looks senile. He does look senile. This is facts. But why are you arguing with me? You know where I stand on things. Just because I shared a funny meme, you're running at me. That's not fair to me. Like, I'm just sharing a stupid meme. It's Facebook. Why so serious? And if you're taking Facebook and social media seriously, you're doing it wrong. Straight up.
Dave?
So Biden got in because of COVID. He was locked in the basement. He wasn't out. He wasn't going around. Nobody could really see his decline. Um, we could blame a lot of people for this. We could blame his family. We could blame the vice president. We could blame a bunch of people, but we also got to blame the media because they're not sharing this information. Now that all this happened after the debate, there are all these media people coming out saying, oh, we knew he had cognitive decline for 6 months, but we didn't talk about it. Now we're going to talk about it. Why Trump got knocked out of that presidency was because he kind of went a little crazy on the COVID, talking strange things. Well, they're not really strange. He made jokes about putting bleach into the blood, things like that, but they made it look like it was serious. It was funny when Trump actually won the presidency. From day one till he left, he was in the news every single day. When did you ever see that in any presidency? Now, when Biden was there, you didn't hear a peep anywhere until now, until the debate. Now you see him on the news every single day. So, whose fault was it? It was the media's that Biden got in.
I agree.
Because if you go and you talk to people, I'd say over 50 years old, they get all their news basically still from TV. So if you sit there and you watch the all left wing media, NBC, CNN, and all of that, they really don't tell you anything about his condition and anything beforehand. I talked to say my mother, say after the debate, she didn't watch the debate or anything like that, and I'm telling her about it. She's like, "Oh, is it really that bad?" They don't say anything on the news. They just put them up, put them down. That's it. They
I
they
agree.
they show they show all his teleprompted speeches, which right now he's doing good on. If he's really reading a teleprompter, but as we saw even yesterday, anytime it goes to being off teleprompter and answering questions, he becomes lost.
Well,
Can,
I don't know if you
can I
guys.
add to that? Can I
Yeah,
add to
yeah,
that real
please.
quick? I mean, as someone that in our school system, you're not taught to regurgitate what the book says. You're taught to interpret it. That's what makes you smarter. That's what allows you to process what's really going on. The media hid Biden from the spotlight for 3 years because he's embarrassing. We look weak when Biden is talking. When Trump is talking, I might not like what he's saying, but we still come off from a position of power. I got to give him that. He sounds great on the podium. He knows what to say. He was stifled in that debate too, where in prior debates, Trump used to love talking over people, which frustrated the hell out of me. Let them get what they got to say out because hey, if they're going to put their foot in their mouth, let them do it. Trump was instructed and they turned his mic off in that debate. So he didn't get to speak over Biden, which actually did Trump a favor because he didn't get to stick his foot down his throat.
Well, I
And
agree. Yeah.
Biden got to kill himself.
Yeah, because I remember in the debate, he even pointed out to Joe, hey, Joe, stop being like childish, like this is very childish in one of the comments. And as you said, he did not talk over, as in the past, he would always not let anyone talk over him or something. And he would always want to make his point. Uh, but that being said, I mean, now, as you know, Democratic Party is a party of the rich, the top 1%, right? Now, what do you have to say when people like Bill Ackman, Dwayne Johnson, George Clooney are withdrawing their support for Biden and are embarrassed for him representing this country's commander in chief? What do you guys have to say to that? Dave, take it away from here, and then I'll come back to Steve.
Well, all I got to say is they're not thinking about feelings now. They're actually using logic. If you see somebody can't run the country, how are you going to support him? And that's basically what they're saying is he's not cognitive enough to run the country. He's a disgrace to the United States right now. Just imagine him standing in front of Putin trying to talk to him, standing basically anywhere trying to talk to high leaders like that. And if they stumble, the other leaders are just going to laugh and be like, this guy is a joke. And right now, I mean, I hate saying that he's a joke. He's my president right now, and I want to support him, but I can't. I want him to help the country, which he's supposed to do. I don't know who's actually running the country right now. We're supposed to vote for who's running the country, not the party running the country.
That makes sense. Steve?
Yeah.
Biden is not respected by the major world leaders now. Let's go with Russia, Putin, Syria, Korea, China, Israel, Iran. Like, these are the hot spots right now. And they don't respect him except for Netanyahu. I mean, and he's a psychopath. Just saying, he's a complete psychopath. We'll get into the Middle East later, I'm pretty sure, and the war in Israel. So I'm just going to leave it at it's probably not ending, and it's a fool's errand trying to fight it. But Russia, Putin is begging for Trump to get elected. Same with North Korea. Same with China. I mean, we have our issues with China, but we have no one to speak for us right now. Right now, Biden cannot speak for our country. We're supposed to be a superpower. We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world where everyone wants to come. And I'm not saying America's perfect. We're not. But if we're going to back a horse, back the one that can speak, back the one that can fix political relations and possibly stop us getting into a World War III, which is inevitably coming.
Well, the thing from what I think is my viewpoint is I don't know why Biden's party is trying to make so many enemies with countries as China, Russia, Iran. I think in order to sustain the global peace, it is very important for countries to work together,
Agreed.
not take sides. I don't know if you heard Biden last night. His support for Zelensky is unbelievable. And his hatred for Putin, which is so obvious, he makes it obvious, is something I think it's putting people at risk in those countries, especially American citizens. And I feel, you don't want to have China, Russia, and Iran join forces and come
And
at
Syria.
America. Yeah, and
And
Syria. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is very tricky, I was never big into politics. I didn't vote for Biden or Trump in 20, but with what's going on here, it's good to help everyone else. It's good to help others. But before you help others, you need to help yourself. And this country needs help more than in itself before it can help Ukraine, Israel, uh, you know, United Nations, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know, man. For me,
That's a
it's
great,
very mind-boggling.
great answer, Sid. I love that answer because why are we sending billions overseas when we got veterans that need to be taken care of? We got medical issues like our insurance, our hospitals, our benefits are kind of trash compared to a lot of the world. And that's sad because we have the greatest doctors in the world here. People come here to get the best medical treatment in the world. But how are we helping our own people? And how are we making it affordable? Because right now we're getting crushed. Our insurance policies are through the roof. Our groceries are through the roof. Everything's through the roof. I mean, the housing market has its own, governs itself. It does its own thing. But when it comes to basic needs, what are we doing? How are we helping our own people? And why are we sending billions across seas to help other people when we can't help ourselves? We're number one, right? As an American citizen, I should be put first.
Dave?
Well, to Steve's point, we're going to go. We vote for the president of the United States. We don't vote for the president of the world. Other countries look up to us, but our president should take care of number one, which is us, first before you start doing other countries. Yes, we can help Russia, Ukraine, all the other countries, but we got to make ourselves the most powerful one because we want people to look at this country and be like, we want to go here. We want to respect it. We respect this country. We're going to go there and have a good life, which things are changing. I mean, the country is still great, but prices are too high, like Steve said. What can we do about this? Like Trump says, number one, drill, baby, drill. As soon as we get energy going, you lower energy prices. That means fuel costs are low, transportation is low, supply chain basically starts saving money and starts charging less for their goods. Um, the supermarkets start paying less money for their energy, which lets them lower their prices. We start paying less for energy in our houses to cool it, heat it, which puts money in our pocket. So energy's big. Immigration is another big one. Illegal immigration, all these illegal immigrants coming into this country, and we're supporting them. We're paying for them. We're paying for their food. We're paying for their health care. We're paying for their housing, which all that money could be put to number one, an American citizen. And
But it's
that's why there's a big
Mhm.
difference between illegal immigration and legal immigration, which I don't know, the left doesn't seem to understand. Yeah, illegal immigration is good because these people are suffering. So just open the borders and run it. But those people are suffering. Now they're coming into our country and making our own people suffer.
Well, it's great you brought this up because this was the next topic I wanted to segue into immigration. So, I don't know if you guys heard about California became the first state in this country to give free health insurance to the illegal immigrants. And a couple of months back, they actually uh, they actually passed a bill that said that they will provide mortgage to illegal citizens so they can buy homes here. Illegal immigrants, I'm sorry, who can buy homes here. I mean, California is the bluest of the bluest state you can ever imagine, you know?
Colorado is, but yeah, California number 2,
Yeah, okay. So my
Oregon number
thing,
3.
yeah, but my point is, to Dave's point, why they are letting so many immigrants come in is because they will be the one that will count for votes. You know, if you don't need any legal ID to vote, it does not matter. Just bring people in.
Yeah, but if you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Hmm.
If you're an immigrant, you can't just come over here and put your name on a ballot. That's not right.
Well, the Constitution is allowing that. So how the hell is it happening? That's my question. Because I agree.
That's a good question.
That is something, it's a constitutional bill, it's a constitutional law. How can a party change the constitutional law? Like, that is the most important point, is choosing the commander in chief, choosing the best candidate to run this country in front of Americans, in front of the global powers, in front of the global leaders, etc., etc. So my thing is now, like, what can they do? I mean, they want illegal immigrants coming in day and night. Crime rate is over the roof. Stabbings are over the roof. Rapes is over the roof. I mean, and then the worst part is the cops arrest them, but they let them go because guess what? What will they charge them with? You know, they have no papers, nothing.
Yeah, they have no papers. Get out. Deport them. Hey, if you're going to come into my country and break the law and take advantage of my fellow man, you should be deported.
But
Arnold
Steve, it's not about breaking the law.
Hold on. Schwarzenegger, when he was governor of California, gave everyone a tax ID number. I didn't 100% agree, but in the least, if you're going to take advantage of our benefit system, then you're going to pay. You're going to pay your taxes like everyone else here. And I got behind that because at least they're paying into the benefit they're getting. They're paying their taxes. Now, they just come over here and do what they want. And why are you here illegally and hurting Americans? That's not right. Get them out of here.
But Steve, you can't get mad at them for breaking the law when the country itself is broken. Come on.
We're allowing it. What's our third option? If we're not going to put them back where they came from, which, hey, you come here and break the law, get out. I'm not wrong with that.
It's Steve. It's not about them coming here and breaking the law. It's them coming here. They already broke the law because they're illegal.
True.
All right. Now you could ask Sid. He came into this country legally. You have to do paperwork, right? You have to learn about the country. You have to understand what the United States actually stands for. Now, if you come in illegally, you don't get any of that education. And you don't have to know it. They come in illegally. They don't even respect this country to learn a language. I hate saying this, but it's true. When it
It
comes to
is.
Spanish people, they come into this country. I talk to them. There's a lot of them that will try to communicate with you, even though they don't speak English. I have respect for those people. We figure it out, we communicate. But then there's those people that come there and they talk Spanish to you. And I say, I don't speak Spanish, I only speak English. And they look at me like I have two heads. Like I'm supposed to be the one that speaks the other language so I can communicate to them. And they get angry because I say, listen, I don't speak Spanish. And they get angry and furious at me. And they have kids that are born in this country. I've seen it, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and they don't even speak a word of English. When you come
Well,
into this country legally, you have to at least try to speak English, and you'll learn about the United States and what it actually stands for. These people come illegally and they just bring their culture in, and they don't care about the actual American culture. And that's what's bringing down the United States. The United States is so great because it has its own culture. It's a mix with other people, yes, but other people are coming in and now they're trying to change the culture to theirs, which,
Well, this is an immigrant nation. I mean,
yes,
Hey,
I
man.
mean,
we're built on it.
the Irish came over during the potato famine. The Italians
But
were short to follow
yeah,
afterwards,
yeah, how'd they
and
come in
we're
though?
all immigrants.
How'd they come in?
Hmm? Through
How did
Ellis
they
Island.
come in?
Through Ellis Island, a long
Legally.
time ago.
The
Legally,
major word here is
legally.
legally. Come in
So
legally, and I have no problem with it. You come
agreed.
in illegally, I have a problem with it.
Hey, man,
Simple
listen.
as that.
Immigrant here, 7 years to get my residency and 12 years to get my citizenship, you know?
And what
Congratulations.
you have to go
Love to
through a
have you.
lot to
Oh, hell
actually get
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I came here
And
as a student on
you
an
learned
F1, you know?
about the United States, yes.
Yeah, man,
You
listen.
learned our culture, you learned what it actually stands for, rather than just coming to this country and not caring and just doing what you do.
Man, that's why, as I said, I have this change in my mind this year, especially on the political front. Uh, because, no matter what I say or I feel about this country has given me everything I have. And it continues to give us all opportunities on a daily basis, right? And as you said, yes, you guys are born here. I was not born here. Not an easy journey to get citizenship till 12 years into it. Uh, but I understood what it takes to have that citizenship stamp on your heart, on your passport, what it took.
And
So
it actually has meaning for you now,
You
right?
earned it.
yeah, listen, this is our home. When I travel and when we land at JFK, and I'm like, this is home. It feels home. Like I'm home. I'm safe. This is my country, right?
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, and I totally agree with both of you on the immigration front. But my question to you is, why is this country so broken and divided? Why? As you said, if you talk in Spanish people, they look at you as if you have two heads. Steve, to your point, you sent a meme to your friends even and who like turned against you and like took offense. My question to both of you is, and any one of you can go first, it's fine. Why this country is so broken and continues to get broken every single day?
Because
Would
there's
you want
always
to
a
start?
fight for power.
Well, Nick.
Um, right now, I'm seeing the actual Republican Party coming together. There's they're all uniting together. Unlike right now, we see the Biden party, everybody's falling apart. They're they're all separating because of everything that's happening with Biden. I mean, it's always greed. Everybody wants power, and that's why we're separated. But hopefully, I want to say Trump will win, and he's going to just bring everybody together because you see, everybody's actually standing behind Trump now. All the senators, congressmen, they're standing with him. They're going with him to the rallies. You look at Biden now, everybody's staying away from Biden. Please don't come and support me. I don't want your name behind me. So we don't know what's going on right now. We're trying to figure out how to bring us together. And I believe the Republican Party could actually do it this time. Hopefully.
Steve?
I'm not disagreeing with Dave on any of what he had to say. Um, the only disagreement I have is over the two parties. We don't have a third, fourth, fifth direction. We're stuck in this pickle right now because we have two idiots to vote for. I like Trump better, but not by much. And Biden Biden can't even he's going to be have his diapers changed in a senior home before his end of his next presidency. This is not the person who should be running our country. We're America. We need a strong leader, a real leader. Unfortunately, I'm not a big Trump fan.
Why? You keep saying that.
Yeah,
I want to know why. What is it that makes him so unappealing to you as a candidate? Like, what is it? Because and it's not you. It's most of
He's
the leftists. They talk like
yeah.
that.
Everybody on the left always
Yes,
says we don't like Trump. He's a dictator. This
they
show
compare him
me.
to Hitler. You know that, right?
Explain.
Yep.
Explain. Give me examples. Tell me exactly why. And
Yeah, go
they
ahead,
can't
Steve.
do it.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm not a fan of Trump because when he was president, first off, the tariffs he put on China, most of our products, everything that keeps us cheap. Now, mind you, it is supporting a world sweatshop. But what's Amazon? Same thing. The way Amazon treats its employees is criminal.
What's
Literally.
criminal about it? What's criminal about it?
If you work at Amazon, you're in one of their warehouses, you're in distribution, you're in anything with Amazon. If you can't show up for work, well, are they going to find someone to work 80 hours a week required with minimal benefits to cover your job? They're going to fire you on the spot because you didn't show
Okay.
up.
That's how it should be.
That's
I'm totally I'm totally in favor of that. That's a business ethic. You don't show up for work, you're fired, no matter how good you are.
yeah. That's called a job.
I
You
get
show
that.
up to a job to
I'm not
work.
saying don't work your job. I'm saying the requirement of 60 hours a week. That's a little bit unreasonable. You work your
Hold
work.
on. If you choose to take a job, you're choosing to do the work, right?
Agreed.
So why complain about it then?
But if
If
you're
I
sick,
go into a
ill, or
job
other,
and they tell me you're going to work like a horse for 60 hours a week, at that point I could say, no, see you later. I'm gone.
agreed. But if you get the flu, you could lose your job because you couldn't show up for work for a few days. You were sick.
Well, that's
That's
with
a
every
big
job.
problem.
Every job has a grace period, right? Where you don't have sick days, you don't have days off, and if you do, you're gone. You pass that 6 month part, there's your grace period. We give you three sick days, or whatever they give. I don't know what it
Yep.
is, whatever the policy is. But every job that I had before, I had to work at least 6 days, 6 months before I got any benefits. And if I was out, guess what? I would probably be fired.
Well, you shouldn't get paid for the days you don't work if you don't have the benefits, but
Yeah, but
you
no,
shouldn't
but
get
what I'm
fired
saying
for
is,
being ill or losing a family member. That's not fair.
but that's how it is with most jobs. You got 6 months. As soon as you start the job, you're the newbie.
Mm-hmm.
You got to deal with it. You got
Well,
to deal with all
well,
the consequences.
well,
You
well,
got to
that's
be there
Amazon.
on time every day, everything for those 6 months to get past that period.
Steve, I'm gonna ask you again. Why do you hate Trump so much?
Yeah. Stop avoiding the
Yeah,
question. Give
no
me a
Amazon,
direct
nothing.
answer.
He's all over the map. Trump started out as a Democrat. He was far blue. Now he's far red. He's all over the place with where his stance is.
So was Tulsi Gabbard.
In the least, Biden is just steadfast with what he does. It doesn't mean he knows what he's doing. but he's on his topic. He's following, his constituents and everything else. He's doing what they want him to do. Trump is kind of a loose cannon at times, and I didn't like the divide, especially like I said in the last sit down we had. I don't think Trump is racist, but he certainly towed that line tight.
No.
I still never understood your
You
point.
got that all messed up. Trump is not racist at all.
I don't think so
Biden
either.
is the racist one.
Didn't get on that one
You
yet.
cannot deny that.
Nope.
Nope.
Well, then
He is
then
definitely the racist one. I've seen a video where he was at a little campaign rally. There was a black girl standing right there. He shook the person on the left of her. Trump's not the racist one. Biden's the racist one. I was watching him. He was walking. He shook the hand of a person on the left and then completely avoided this black girl. And you saw this black girl had a big smile on her face. So excited. Oh, I'm going to meet Biden. He passed her right up and went to the next person, started shaking hands, talking to her. If you just saw the look on her face of disappointment, and she kept standing there, she kept looking at him. She gave it some time. She smiled again. She tried to talk to him again. And all of a sudden, he just completely still ignored her. And
Not okay.
if you just looked at the look at her face, she was so disappointed. She was really devastated. How as a president, how is that not racist? You completely avoided that person. Trump would have walked up to that person, shook her hand, and maybe even gave her a job. The way he is.
Well played.
Right? Biden just completely ignored her. It was horrible when I saw that. And people saying Trump is racist, that's bullshit. Prove it. That's not a reason you hate him. Tell me why you hate him. You have no good reason.
Why I hate him?
Because you have a feeling. You don't hate him for any logical reason. It's all about feelings. And that's what the Democrats are. They're just feelings. They're not using any logic behind who they vote for, who they put in. As you can see, no logic because Biden has no brand. There's no logic there.
Nope.
And there's people that will still vote for him.
No matter
what.
If
we took out his brand and we put a vegetable on the stage, people would still vote for him, which is disgusting.
Industry, what's the difference between what we got on the stage right now? I mean, we
Yeah,
got a carrot or an onion.
But why the talk of racism? That's my question. Like, United States is a melting pot, just like New York City. It is a melting pot. United States is not just built by Americans. It is built by immigrants from all over the world who came to this country to contribute to this country, right? I never can understand the topic of racism when it comes to Trump and Biden, because first of all, that topic should not be a topic in itself for discussion, you know?
Sorry to interrupt you, but I look at this and I always think the Democrats are for the people, but they seem to be the most racist people when it really comes to it. I listen to all these Congress things, these senators. Nadler, he was talking about immigration. Oh, we need these illegal immigrants because they're the ones who are going to pick our fruit. Now he says this in Congress. How racist is that? The only reason they're good is because they pick fruit? No. Immigrants come to this country to thrive, to get better, not to pick our vegetables.
I mean, that's why it's known as a land of opportunities, United
Yeah,
States,
but it seems like all the Democrats always throw out all these things that are racist, and then they say, "Oh, we're the ones who aren't racist," and bring everybody together. Maybe it's because they're bringing the crazy things together. They're bringing the LGBT community together with children. They're doing crazy stuff. When it comes to the other stuff, it gets racist, and people just completely avoid that. The
So if we
media
can't
Amen.
does,
fix
at
it, throw
least.
something at it. That's the American way. If we can't fix it, declare a war on it, cancel it. That's my generation didn't do that. I got that look from my dad when I was 7 years old because we were at some family function and I did something dumb. Trust me, I still do dumb things. But I got that look, I shut my mouth instantly. Now, oh, your parents are fear mongering. What? Fear mongering? I mean, wait, am I a terrorist now? Are my parents terrorists? What's going on? Fear mongering? That's the terms being used today. That this whole new generation doesn't understand the concept of getting punished for anything that's being done. And they're catering to that. That doesn't help us. If you do something wrong, own it. I do,
Yeah.
and I'll be the first one to apologize. But we're we're on a war on so many stupid fronts. We're divided on so many levels. I can't even say you, they, them, he, or she anymore without getting ridiculed for it. That's bullshit. Like, no, you look like a boy. I said he. I identify as this. I mean, they're kids shitting in litter boxes because they identify as a cat. I'm not kidding. This is really happening.
I
This is our country right now.
Oh man.
If the
it's true.
presidential election isn't a
It's
joke, this
it's
is where we're
true,
at.
and that's what I keep saying. Is people need to use logic. They can't just use their feelings. Just because I don't like a person, and you can't really explain why you don't like that person, I won't vote for that person. I mean, I personally, I wouldn't say I like Trump, but I respect him. I respect that we know what he's doing at all times.
True
Right?
story.
What other president tweeted every single day telling you what he did?
Well, then my question to
That
both
was
of you
full.
is, go ahead.
That was full transparency. They tell
Mhm.
you everything. He told you everything, even though you didn't want to hear it. He told you it. You don't want to hear something
Story.
now. They just won't tell you anything, and they'll just cover everything up.
Dave, you're 100%. And my point is the social media aspect and the people posting shit that's not fact. You go on Facebook, yeah, there's going to be 1,000 memes. They're funny. They're hilarious. I love them. But are they fact? But people believe
Well,
them. But people believe them as fact because they saw it on the internet. That doesn't make it true. Did you do your research? Did you look up what really happened? You didn't. You
exactly.
just went, you're arguing with a stupid meme, which makes you literally the smartest person with Down syndrome, or you're countering the meme with another meme, which is not real either.
Yeah.
And now
Well,
that's why we are constantly fighting each other over this.
this been going on forever. This is
Agreed.
like they say the short fakes. Yes, I understand those short fakes is because they take a clip, And no matter what it is, it's just a short clip. It's fully out of context, and they'll throw it up. All right, yeah, I do the same thing because you know what? It's funny sometimes.
Thank you.
They are funny, and now when it comes to those clips and Biden, even though it would be a short and it would be out of context, if you look at him the way he is now, it's actually fully believable. Whatever that short clip was, even though it's out of context, it's fully believable when you see his condition.
Correct.
Well,
You
then my question to both of you is, I'm going to start with Steve. Between Biden and Trump, who would you vote for, and who do you think has the chance of winning? Steve?
The only person that has a chance of winning is Trump. Trump already won the election, in my opinion. Whether I like him or not the point. Whether I think our country will be better, honestly, whether I like him or not, which is my opinion, I still think Trump would be a better president than Biden right now. And I don't think Biden's making it 4 years, which means we get Kamala Harris. That's a major fucking problem. Straight up.
Steve?
Kamala is not a leader. She is selfish. She's Kamala Harris. Let's just go there.
well, we definitely got Trump winning. Hopefully, I hope 100%. Um, I think he would help the country drastically now, since he was president before, and now he had a 4-year break from being president, which gave him even more knowledge of how the country works. So basically, his first presidency, he learned how all the gears turn. The 4 years off, he learned who he could put in as those gears. And now these 4 years, he knows how everything runs, so he could just get started right off the bat.
I
So,
agree.
Right? Now
I
Biden
agree.
on the other side, he's a vegetable. You just can't vote for him. Kamala Harris,
so, so,
she's got to be a smart person. I can't take that away from her. Can she talk in public? No. She talks like she's talking to children all the time whenever she talks. But I'm not going to say she's not smart and that she's not capable of actually doing the job. It's just she doesn't. I don't believe she can represent the country how it should be represented. And also, I want to know if she actually talks to President Biden right now. Because if she's not, what is she doing? And if she is, she's part of the cover up of his cognitive behavior. And you're going to vote for somebody like Kamala Harris who is covering up his problems,
Well,
which are our problems because it's our country.
well, the same
well,
thing
We
happened with
hire the
Hillary and
president.
Clinton. Hillary and Bill did the same fucking thing.
well, the thing is, then, worst case. So, for example, on July 8th, Biden sent a letter to the Democratic Party that he is firm on his decision. They should stop all this nonsense and he's going to run for presidency. My question to both of you is, worst case scenario, if he cannot run, in your opinion, who is the most eligible candidate from the left who can beat Trump? And the reason I'm asking you this question is because I'm going to share some odds with you guys here on the screen, but after your answers. Steve?
I don't feel there's any blue party member that can beat Trump. The next one down, we would have probably Kennedy. I don't know necessarily
But
that he
he's a
fit.
conservative. He's not even a blue party. It's a two party system, So I mean,
kind of, sort of, he's kind of in the middle, but not really. He still leans blue.
Dave?
I mean,
Well,
he's still blue.
it,
Dave,
it's
if you want to
it's
rebut, you can.
the only person that could run is Kamala Harris. Um, they dug their grave. Basically, who's going to jump into the race now? Kamala Harris has the money that's backed behind Biden right now, right?
Yes.
So if none of them run, they can't use any of the money. So you got a new person that jumps in. How are they going to raise this money right away?
Well, look, this is why I wanted to share this with you. So as of today, this number was high, but since they put 8% wouldn't vote and 8%, 4% skip, so usually Trump was 8% ahead of them. So this is actually 48, uh, 48%, which I saw a few days ago, but I think they probably put in wouldn't vote. But look at this. Michelle Obama, 50% to 39% Trump. Kamala Harris, 42% to 43%, and Gavin Newsom, 39 to 42. So the only candidate who can beat Trump, according to this from the left, is Michelle Obama, who
Mm-hmm.
has said she has no desire
No
to
desire.
run for this.
Correct.
Uh, you
Michelle
know,
Obama would be my first choice for a blue candidate that could win, but she's not running. So it's an irrelevant answer. Why we're just arguing over maybes.
now what about Gavin Newsom? I mean, Dave said Kamala Harris, who's number two. What about Gavin Newsom?
Gruesome Newsom. See, the problem is if Newsom
Well,
comes
he's
in,
got it.
if Newsom comes in, he basically boots Kamala off the ticket. Since they're both from California, he can't be president, she can't be vice president. So she would have to pay. He would have to pick another vice president, and how that looks for the Democratic Party, as Kamala Harris was that DI hire, where it will be a black female vice president. You, I don't want a person to get hired just because they're a black female. I want them to get hired because they're supposed to be at that job. They have the full qualifications of being at that job. Not
Agreed.
just, she might be qualified to a point to run that position, but fully qualified to run it, I don't believe she is. I believe there was a lot better candidates out there that they could have picked from. Female candidates, black female candidates. You know, I have
I'd
no
like
problem with that.
I'd like
Like
to
I
rebut
thought
that. Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice would have been a great president. If she ran for president. You know, Even as a vice president, she had the mind. She's very
I
smart.
like her as a vice president.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
don't like
but
her as a
but what I'm
president.
saying, it possible. I'm not against it, but there was a lot better people that he could have picked from, not just a random person. Oh, okay, yeah, she's black. She's a female. Well, hold on. Can't even say that because Democrats don't know what a woman is. Um, because it's true. There's
I
men,
love you.
women. Democrats will say, no, there's
That's
tons of other
awesome.
genders, which there's not. I had to throw that in.
Hey, you got something hanging? You a man. You ain't got something hanging? You a woman.
No.
If you got rid of it,
Uh,
I guess you're a woman.
No, you're still a man. You can't change.
Let me ask you
And
this question. Uh, Trump announced that if he was to become president in 2024 elections, he will support corrupt cryptocurrency and he's also accepting donations in form of Bitcoin. So my question to you guys is, what is your stance on that? And do you think cryptocurrency is for real or go ahead,
well,
Steve, let's start with you and
I,
we segue with there.
I actually am going to start on this and kick it to Dave because Dave is very into cryptocurrency and he is more antiquated with the market than I am.
Hmm.
I think the whole cryptocurrency thing is bullshit. And it really depends on who's backing it. It literally has no backbone. It's based on nothing. If you think about it, it's really based on nothing. But you know what? It's there. It's actual real money. So what are we fighting over? At the same time, is it withstanding? Will it will Bitcoin be valid 10 years from now? I'm not 100% on that.
Well,
Right
they
now,
say it might replace gold as the safest asset. That's the debate.
and it might. But what's it based on? What's what's the collateral?
Yeah, there is no nothing. There is no fundamental logic to technical
None,
logic to it. Yes, I do agree to
none.
that. But I
That's my
still
problem.
feel. But listen, most of the other countries allowing bitcoins as a digital asset, a currency in their countries means something. You know, I mean, so I can totally understand where you're coming from, Dave.
And Trump just not Trump, but right now
Hmm.
you are allowed to take donations, which was never allowed in the past. So now a president can legally take donations. The bill was just passed like 3 weeks ago.
Hmm. Dave.
Well, crypto market. I like the crypto market. Um, I believe it's a safe currency as long as people use it. Digital. It's better than the government running a digital currency. If the government runs a digital currency, we got a problem. They will
Dave, I'm going to
track.
agree with you 1,000% on that. hundred
They can
percent.
track every single purchase that you make, and they will do that. You know,
But what's wrong with
you
that
buy
though?
a knife, you buy a gun, you buy this.
Okay, I
They'll
see
know
where you're
about
coming.
it,
Okay.
right?
Well, guns
No
aren't a
matter what
secret
it
anyway.
is.
They shouldn't be.
It's like somebody got stabbed. Well, this guy bought 20 knives.
So
Exactly. But they're going to be able to look at that. And now they're going to be tracking down people that didn't cause any problems, didn't break any laws, just because of incidences that happen. And we can track you. If you're supporting Trump, we know because you bought the Trump hat. You bought the MAGA hat. You bought a shirt that said Trump on it. You know, they're going to be able to do that.
but is that
That's why I
true?
like the
Because
crypto market. Will it thrive? If the Democrats get in, you're going to see it crash.
that's funny you
It
mentioned
might
that, Dave.
come back. If Trump gets in, I believe the crypto market's going to skyrocket and it's going to be great. He's going to get the U.S. economy going, and the crypto market's going to get going also.
The crypto
Steve.
market is by default going to blast if Trump gets elected. It did
I
the first
believe I
time. It
I
will do it again.
believe so.
If the moment Trump is decided, drop money in Bitcoin. Anyone
Well,
watching? True story.
you can put it in any stock at that point because
Ethereum,
you know
whatever
it's
you
going to
want to
go
do.
up.
Yeah, they're all going to go up, but it's volatile. So, what's going to be in 6 months?
Well, it's volatile, which makes people very rich.
Very
You
quick,
know,
and then they bounce out and leave
yeah.
everyone to hold the bag. That's kind of the problem because
Well,
we end up
how is
screwing
it a
each
problem?
other.
If you hit it big on a crypto thing, if you put $1,000 in and all of a sudden you're a millionaire, which I'm going to say is probably not going to happen to you.
Not
Not going to
anymore.
happen to a lot of people. The percentage is very low, but people expect, hey man, if I put $1,000 into this thing and it jumps to $1, I'm going to be a multimillionaire just because it happened, right? The likeliness of that happening, no. It's going to be more of a long term investment in the
Correct.
crypto market. It is volatile, yes, but I think it'll calm down, it'll even out and be like the actual stock market where it just rises on a slow level, not jumps like crazy.
Sid, I know you're about to speak. I just want to
No, no,
counter
go
Dave
for it.
real quick. Uh, I honestly, Dave is 100% right on this. Now, what happens if a blue gets in 4 years? Now, crypto dumps the same way it did when Biden went in because he doesn't support it. Because so now we're dealing with the two sides again. Our problem isn't the fact that we have options. The fact is we're stuck in two boxes, red or blue. And until we start being purple, we're just fighting each other. One person's going to get in and fix things that one side likes and screw the other side. And then it's going to flip. So, when do we standardize it? When do we work together as a people? Because last I checked, it's about us versus them. They got the money, they got the power, they make the laws. They work with business. They get money funded to them that fund their campaign, what they want to do, and what we're going to be using energy wise and other. So, where's the balance that makes it fair for all of us and we all work together as one? Because as a whole, we're 370 million people. The government is what? A few thousand.
That's true. I want to ask a couple of more things. What are your thoughts on the 34 count felony conviction of Donald Trump in New York City? Steve? First of all, hold on before you say that.
Start with Dave on that one.
Okay, Dave, we'll start with you. Number one, what do you think about this conviction? Number two, should it have been allowed to begin with to convict a former president of a country, the most powerful country in the world? Take it away.
You might find this funny. I thought the conviction was great because it got Trump into shape. Trump had to walk up stairs every single day. They actually did a favor for him. They made him healthier. No, um, that should have never been brought to court. That should have never. I mean, it was reviewed for years. A lot of people never even thought about bringing it, and they said they shouldn't have been brought to a case. But like they say, the DOJ was weaponized, and they had to go after him some way because they knew that he was going to lose. They were going to lose, and Trump was going to win in whichever way. And it just made him so much stronger because all the people in the world, all the people in the United States saw that this was bullshit. And they're like, if that could happen to him, the president, an ex-president of the United States, what would happen to me if I got called into that courthouse? I'd be hung. If it could be done to him on false charges, things like that, it could be done to anybody. And even worse, because I don't have the backing, I don't have the money to be able to hire lawyers and stuff like that. I'd hire Joe Schmo as a lawyer. And guess what? I'd get 20 years.
I'm your
Just
lawyer.
because I don't have that backing. He could get out of it because he has tons of money to cover it. They know everything, that this is a bullshit case. It was a bullshit case. And that's all I got to
When
say.
was that dated?
But
When was that dated? When did the occurrence happen?
I don't even remember. but
It was
doesn't
prior to
matter.
it was prior to Biden getting elected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my point. The president coming into office historically has always pardoned the prior president because the current president has a number of pardons. So when a new person comes into office, historically, the new president would pardon the old president. This happened through Obama. Why didn't it happen afterwards? Why are we towing that line? And why are we sticking it to Trump?
Well, we're going after Trump because Democrats want to win,
Correct.
and they will do anything to win,
Correct.
even though it backfired on them.
It always
Because
backfired.
Backfired
actually
big time. Big
Until it
time.
doesn't.
got more support than he ever did because of that.
And rising poll
Because
numbers in
people
the swing
know
states too.
that the case is bullshit.
True.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. So if Trump was to be the president, who do you guys think will be the best candidate for VP and why?
Repeat that, please. Sorry.
So if Trump was to be the president, who do you think would be the best nominee for him as a VP under his presidency and why? Logical reasoning.
Go ahead, Steve. I want to hear you first on this one.
I don't disagree with you on this, and I'm going to be honest. The red that Trump would consider as a VP,
Mhm.
there are a couple I don't like. I mean, yeah,
Come on,
who Trump should run with?
what about Tim Scott?
I'm going to say anything but Pence again.
Pence isn't
Anything.
even close to.
I know.
It's not
I know.
in his.
But there's my issue here is we really only have two directions. There is no third option even for a VP. You know, this isn't Reagan Bush. This is we have the option for trash or more trash. So I have no choice. I mean, I just hope he doesn't pick someone retarded. Am I allowed to say that out loud?
Yes, but
Or-
what's your choice?
Yeah, you can say anything you want. You know what? Because we're using logic, not feelings.
Yeah.
If you see retard, I don't care. Whatever it is. VP. I like Tim Scott. He's very well spoken. I love Tulsi. That would be crazy. That would be. She's very.
I
she
prefer
served the
Tulsi
country.
Gabbard over Tim Scott, if it was for me.
Yeah. I honestly like Tulsi Gabbard
Yes.
a lot. She served the country. Very well spoken. Very, very.
A Democrat who
woman.
became a Republican too.
She's a very. Yeah, and she's more, say, the middle than left or right. You know, she's
Which
in the
I like.
middle there, which is good. Which would be, a good thing. Plus, her views on abortion and stuff that'll help with women's votes and things like that. But overall, I think it's her or Tim Scott. I'd like Vivek, but I don't think Vivek would be a good vice president because I'd rather see him as president in 4 years. So for him to take a VP position, I'd rather see him take a presidential position in 4 years rather than be a VP position now.
But the VP
Steve,
position now
did you pick
can
up anyone?
Also, the VP position now can also streamline him to being
No.
the next candidate.
No, that's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks that all the time.
Historically, that's always worked.
No. Historically, look, look
It's
historically.
gotten nowhere.
What VP was the presidential candidate after the actual president came out?
Bush Senior.
That was the last one, right?
Yes. Gore lost the election. After
Yeah, he wasn't even.
he lost to Bush.
He wasn't the top pick.
No,
From then on,
no, he
no
was a
VP
candidate though.
was the top pick anymore.
Hmm?
No VP was the top pick anymore
No, because after
because then it was
after
Clinton.
Obama, Biden took 4 years off and then ran again, and then he won.
Yeah, because Clinton took over.
Correct. Well, because Clinton took the race.
Yeah,
She was lead
he
candidate,
won. He lost.
which was a joke.
Every VP was never the top candidate after that position.
After
So,
Bush. Bush was
so it's
last.
better off for him not to be VP, to be in some kind of other position, which I think Trump has something planned for him, where he's going to put him in, and then he could run for president in 4 years.
Steve, did you pick up a pick? Did you pick up anyone as a candidate for VP?
I want to be honest. I don't even have a candidate for presidency right now. I know Trump's
Wow.
going to win. I don't like either one of them. I'm going to be honest. There's a 99% chance I'm not voting.
I always wonder why people don't like Trump. Give me a reason why you don't like Trump. Give me a logical reason.
Hey,
Logic.
hey,
Oh,
Not
man.
feeling. Not
Dave,
because
Dave.
he's an orange dude who
No, this is
screams
serious.
at
This is
people. I want to have a logical reason.
I
What
made
did-
no pumpkin
What
head
did he
comments, guys.
actually
Come on.
do to piss you off so much?
You know what? Sometimes you just get a feeling about people, and I'm just going to be honest. I don't like Trump because I don't like Trump. That's it. I can't get behind him. There are a few issues that he has that I don't support, and that's
But
just my.
so, Dave, as you were saying, we have been asking Steve to give us one logical reason why he does not like Trump, and he said it's just the feeling. He just
I mean,
can't get behind him. I get that part because a lot of people like
That's
him.
it.
No, listen, Steve.
Yeah.
No offense, a lot of people like you feel exactly like that about Trump. Either his personality, is his loud mouth, whatever it is, they just don't like him. Yeah. So to give you an example, I have a client who is wealthy client in New York, and I brought Trump up, and he said, "I'm not going to do business with you if you talk about Trump. I don't want my name or anything of mine to be affiliated with Trump." And I could not believe it. I man, this is a
I
client of
can't.
mine for 8 years, 8 years, and he said, "Never bring him up. I don't want anything to hear about him or anything to do with him."
yeah, I always wonder why with all that stuff.
That is crazy, though.
Because I see Trump as a great president because of everything he's been through. He's made tons of money. He's had successful businesses, real estate.
He's had
When
businesses.
when you go into, I mean, Sid, you're in real estate. It's cutthroat, right? You got to fight. You got to fight those contracts and everything like that. You got to be able to talk to these people, negotiate with people. Who would you want to negotiate with? Would you want to negotiate with Trump or Biden? I mean, I would love to negotiate with Biden because I know I'd get my way because he'd just sit there like a vegetable. So it's like Biden said the other day. He's like, "Oh, I have no interest in meeting with Putin until Putin changes." How do you change Putin? You change Putin by meeting with Putin and talking to him and discussing things. You got to negotiate one way or another. You got to talk. You got to say, "Hey, I'm going to put my foot down, but I want to hear what you got to say." I can't
But see,
be
this is an
like,
healthy debate.
you just
No?
change, and then maybe I'll talk to you. You can't do
Well,
that.
well, I like this
It's like
debate.
having a kid. If
I
a
agree
kid
with
does
Dave
something
all day,
wrong,
dude. All day. He's
if
right.
say a kid does something wrong, you got to tell him you did something wrong. You can't say, "Oh, until he stops doing something wrong, then I'm going to tell him he's doing something wrong."
But are
But
you allowed
Dave,
to tell your kid he's doing something wrong right now without getting crucified by the rest of society because
No,
you're an overbearing parent?
I'm not.
Or are you
I'm
just doing
not
your
saying it
job
as in.
raising your child?
Yeah, but I'm not saying it as in like that. I'm just saying it as just really look at it. If Biden doesn't talk to Putin, nothing will ever get resolved.
Not at all.
So
You're right.
without having to sit down and talking to him and waiting for Putin to change, nothing's ever going to change.
And you're asking a psychopath to change.
Well, you can't say psychopath.
Uh, I can
Well,
say
you
psychopath.
can,
hold on.
But
Hold on. Who are
towards
you
your
calling a
feelings,
psychopath?
but
Hold on, hold on.
you
Who are
gotta
you calling a
understand.
psychopath?
Putin.
See,
You
you
gotta
talk
Putin
like
understand.
is not a friendly human.
listen, hold on, hold on. This is such a good debate. You have a pro leftist and a pro rightist on this debate
I'm not
with
pro
your,
left. I am not left.
but
I am
you
more
are.
right. I am more right than left right now, dude.
I am pro logic.
I
Good
understand,
answer.
but my point is,
All
since you
right.
brought Putin up, do you
Well,
guys think will the war end between Russia and Ukraine? And what do you think of US supporting Ukraine nonstop with the billions of dollars and creating an animosity with Putin? Like, go ahead, Dave,
Can
Steve,
I
who's
can I start on this? I
yeah.
think right now we do need Trump. Biden is ignoring Putin, thinking he's going to go away. Seriously, it doesn't walk away. Putin's here to stay till he's gone. If you're not willing to talk to him, you're not willing to help. Trump will go to Russia, sit down with Putin, and try to take care of it.
mm-hmm.
And also try to get alliances with other countries in hotspots in the world
Mm-hmm.
and try to work through it. I may not like Trump, but I know what he does. And he's going to be blunt about it. And he's going to deal with it firsthand. He's not going to kick the can down the street and pretend it's going to go away. That's the blue way. That
So
doesn't
he's the
work.
logical pick.
I am not arguing this logic here. I hate defending Trump, but I also know when to.
I just have to say it because I know you don't like Trump, and every
I
time you
don't like
say
Trump.
I got to go for Trump, it
Doesn't make me blue. I am not blue. I'm not a fan of these guys at all right now.
Yeah.
So
no, but you can't be of. I mean, just looking at Biden, you know you can't. You just can't vote for him. You can't.
No.
You can't.
No.
If you do, there's something wrong with you.
No, you're voting
because you're allowing a party to control your voice rather than someone you want to actually represent you.
They're voting party lines. That's the problem. The biggest problem in this country right now is voting party lines. And right now there's 100 million people that are going to vote blue because they're voting blue. Not because Biden's a better choice. Not because they did math. Not because they did research. Not because they actually believe in him. They just don't want Trump.
Well, let's get back to the Ukraine over here. We're kind of going off topic. But with Ukraine, we're dumping tons of money into there, which the United States should be using money to help us more than we do help other countries. I mean, I see why they're doing it. They wanted to weaken Russia's army, which they did, because you start throwing in drones and giving them money to blow up their equipment. Yeah, it's a good plan. But you got to remember that the United States kind of brought Ukraine into this war because they shoved NATO. They're trying to shove NATO into Ukraine. And Putin, right off the bat, he said, I don't want NATO on my border. Now, if I don't want NATO on our border and you start shoving it in, it's the same as in if all of a sudden China started having military bases on the Mexican border. Think about it that way. Would we like it? No. That's basically why Putin came in to go after Ukraine. He didn't like the idea of NATO being on his border.
Yeah, but
He
my
didn't
point to
want
you
it
is,
there,
mhm.
and we're trying
Go
to
on, Dave.
force it.
No, go on, Dave. Finish.
Yeah, we're trying to force it upon them. I mean, I believe Zelensky and everything, they had everything good where Putin wasn't going to invade, but then Biden said something and Zelensky ripped up that paperwork. And all of a sudden there's war. There could have been peace. There was negotiations. We need to negotiate. Negotiate for the better of who? We don't know. You know, like you say, Putin's a lunatic. You got to think about it this way. You were brought up here in the United States. So this is the society you grew up in. Putin grew up in Russia. So he was under the Communist Party and stuff. Now, that's what is in his heart. That's how he feels. So is he a lunatic? Yeah, we think he's a lunatic. He doesn't think he's a lunatic because that's how he grew up and that's how he thinks Russia should be.
I mean, it's
Now we're
dictatorship
going
versus
in there
democracy,
and we want to change everything. Which
Well, are we trying to convert Russia to democracy? That's never going
because
to
we're
happen.
trying to convert.
That's not going to
We
happen.
try to
That's
convert
impossible.
other countries, which isn't our job. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to convert countries. Countries are supposed to have their own opinions on whatever it is, but we're supposed to negotiate so there is peace.
If you want to
But
respect
we
our
can't
way of
tell them
life, we have
what
to
to
respect
do.
yours.
When we
Yeah.
tell them what to do, people get angry, and that's where the peace goes away.
Well,
Agreed.
what do you guys think about, since we're talking about war, the Israel-Palestine that has been going on since October 7th of last year? I know,
That's
Steve. I'm going to
adorable
start this
that
with
you're.
you. Hold
That's
on.
really cute that you're saying October 7th last year. This war's been going on since the beginning of time.
Yes, that's true. I agree. I totally agree with you. And in the current context, I wanted to bring up October 7th, the heinous crime that took place. I'll start this with you, Steve, because I know you called Netanyahu a lunatic, psychopath, which a lot of people consider him as one, and I don't. A lot of
Can I
people don't
insert
like
Kim
him.
Jong Un in there too? The alliances out there: Syria, Korea, Russia, China. I mean, if Trump gets elected, that alliance becomes very strong, and those four countries respect Trump.
Yeah, but my point to you is
No one
on
respects
it,
Biden.
on Israel Palestine. Do you think there will be ever peace? Do you ever think in the existence of humankind there will ever be a peace between two nations? That's the $1 million question here.
I love that. I love that answer because that's perfect. No,
Question.
there's
My answer.
no. Oh wait, hold on. Dave, go real quick.
No, you go. I was
Go,
just
Steve.
fixing
I'm
you.
saying that
You
I'm
said
saying
answer,
that
not question.
the the argument here is based on the writings in a book. Israel is promised by God land, and now they're fighting for it. This war cannot end because they are fighting for their beliefs. There's no whether religion is real or fake. We're not getting into that. But if you're fighting for your beliefs, you will fight tooth and nail until your dying breath. And that's what Israel's at right now. That's what they've been doing forever. They're going to fight till their dying breath for the land they were promised by God. Whether that's true or not for me to decide. But this is the war that cannot end because their belief says they belong there. They were promised.
Are you talking
Again,
about Israel or are you talking about both sides?
I'm talking, well, Israel.
Okay.
Israel.
So according to you, the answer is a big no, which majority of the answers is.
I don't see there ever being peace there. It's
I like
unfortunate.
I like your answer because you said it's about their beliefs. That is so true. And the thing is, when
People will die for their beliefs.
on both sides, on both sides, and on both
Correct.
sides, none of the side will back down. And unless one backs down, there will never be peace. My question to you is about Netanyahu. Do you think he is a good prime minister of Israel? Do you think, I mean, there are a lot of protests going on against him. Uh, how do you see him as a leader of a democratic nation such as Israel, protecting its country?
Well, they're a democratic nation based on America's democratic nation. They, the Jewish population historically has always voted blue and will probably continue at about 75% vote ratio. That's never going to change because the blue end of our country is very supportive of Israel. No disrespect. And I like to say that here because I don't, I'm not anti Semitic, and this has nothing to do with, I don't want to pass my opinion on a situation and have it misconstrued. So I respect, I don't care what you are. But right now, he's killing his own, he's bombing at a mass rate. He's killing innocents. He's not looking at the big picture. You're not fighting a military. You're in towns, people's homes. People are dying in their own houses. That's not okay in any place in the world. And all over what you were promised in a book.
Dave?
Well, we got to look. My feet aren't there, so I really can't say much about it.
Would this
Because
ever be
I
at
don't
peace?
know. Hold on. Because I don't know the lifestyle of, when you're living in those situations, things are completely different. But from the logic that I've got from the United States is we got to be more pro-Israel than pro-Palestine, just because Palestine, you look, it's they're against women, how they treat women. It just in general, what the country is and how it grows. If you look at Israel, when did it start? It started after World War II. It came to be. And the Jewish people made that country what it is, a democracy open to people. People could do what they want, travel. Women have rights, men have rights, kids have rights. Now, if you go into Palestine, women don't have rights. They're treated badly. They can't go and get an education anymore. Uh, we want people to be educated, so we start looking. All right, Israel would be the right logic, logically the way to go. Um, a lot of people are dying in Palestine, which is horrible. But the thing is, they got to forget about the past. Not forget about the past, but they got to kind of let go of the past. Think about it this way: like in California, they want to do retribution for slavery, right? Retribution for slavery. Why? There's no slaves living anymore, and no slave owners living anymore. So why do we have to worry about the people that have done all that stuff in the past and now fix that? We gotta fix us, not what happened. We gotta make a peace between us not the past. We got to make peace in the present, not always dwell on what happened. If I were to dwell on what happened in my life 10 years ago, I'll be dwelling my entire life and never improving. Yeah,
Dave,
it's something like that. Uh, you have to
Right.
surpass that to thrive, to get better. And if we
Dave,
don't
can
do
I
that, there's a problem. And I believe Palestine, the people in Palestine, they got to go and actually have their own like civil war and kill off Hamas. Help help them kill off Hamas, the Israelis. The system there. The Israelis are going, they're pumping in tons of aid and everything to help feed these people. And yet they never get the aid because it's stolen by Hamas. And people could say all this bullshit, but it's fully covered by the media that they actually come and steal everything. They spend billions of dollars building tunnels underground rather than building an infrastructure with business which will make their country thrive.
Yes,
No,
sir.
we build stuff underground. So I support Israel, but I want peace. Um,
But is peace possible? And now,
is peace
what I want
possible?
to,
No, I don't
what
believe
I
so.
what I want to add to this is the Palestinians are looked at as lepers from the rest of the Middle East. The Middle East is behind Palestine. Like, hey, let's help these guys. Are they giving them safe haven in their countries? No, they're leaving them to squander. They're leaving them there. They're in tent camps in other countries, in their own country.
The question is why? Why are they doing that?
So, does the Middle East, the rest of the Middle East, support Israel or Palestine? Because
They
right now
they
they're against Israel and they're supporting Palestine, but we're behind you, but you can't stay here. So, how does that work? If you want to help them, help them, but don't just talk. That gets nothing accomplished.
they want to help the normal innocent people, but the
Correct.
problem is that Hamas, the terrorist group, is mixed in with these people.
And
They
what's that?
pretend to
And
be
what's
these
that
people.
based on?
They use these people as shields.
Correct.
They
And what's it based
disrespect these
on?
people. And who wants it's like, do we want those Hamas people to come into the United States? And that's what the
Agreed.
other countries are saying. Egypt, right on the border, says, don't come into our country. We're blocking you off.
And Egypt has a very strong policy of non-involvement right now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just they want to be left the hell alone.
Is there going to
But
be peace? I would hopefully say yes, but probably not. Not anytime soon.
nope.
Not until they let the past go and actually focus on being together for the future.
But how
That's
do
the
you
only way to
stop?
do it.
How do you stop a past based on a book written by
That's the
people
problem. When
that
it
are
comes to belief,
one-sided?
people have solid beliefs and they stick to it.
And for the record,
But
I'm
then
not
again,
criticizing that
it's
book.
it's also how they interpret their beliefs. If they actually read
Thank
it
you.
and do it properly, they will be peaceful. But how
Yes,
they
sir.
interpret it is everybody else is evil but us, which is not how it actually is supposed to be or is written over there.
Well answered. Agree
guys,
100%.
so the last question I have for you both is, in spite of the 34.86 trillion, which is the current national debt of United States, all this money going to other countries, supporting their own cause, neglecting their own people here, do you still think will the United States remain as the strongest economy in the world and a global powerhouse, uh, which it is perceived as in the next 3 to 5 years? And take your time answering, because the question might seem simple, but the reasoning behind it might be very logical and something to think about.
I believe the U.S. could be the economic superpower. Um, it just has to do with a lot of things. It really has to do with the energy. We really need to pump gas. We can't rely on wind and solar power because that's actually more devastating to the world than fuel is. There's no way to store it. You know, this the way. I mean, just imagine how big a battery pack would have to be to run Manhattan overnight if there's no sun. It would be crazy. So we got to get that energy lower. We have to stop printing money because we're devaluing our money just by printing and giving it out. We can't give out money anymore. Paying off student debts, stuff like that. Where's the money coming from? It's coming from taxpayers' pockets. But the more money that's out there, my dollar is worth less. Used to be worth $1, now it's worth 80 cents. You got to stop the immigration. We got to stop the crime. The crime is big. Crime's a big thing for the economy. People going in, robbing places, stealing. I mean, how are businesses supposed to survive if I'm selling this product for $5? Now everybody's stealing it. Yeah, I got to raise the price of that product to $10 to cover those stealing costs. You know,
or fix your security.
There's a lot of things we got to do. Like I said, it's energy, it's the border, it's the crime. I mean, it was horrible. I was listening to Biden's one of his little get-togethers, and he was talking to the crowd, and he was saying, you know, I used to be the president that would go around talk to people. Now I would drive by a playground with kids playing where I would normally stop and say hi and be, but in this time we can't do that in the world because it's unsafe. Now, for the president to say that he won't stop because it's unsafe, why is it unsafe? He created this unsafe environment. He's got Secret Service around him. How is he unsafe? How do you think the kids on that playground feel?
Well, the kids feel fine. How their
No.
parents.
I mean, safety wise.
Well, the kids don't know better. They're young.
Well, but
Parents feel better.
I'm saying in general, if you really follow the nose, which I don't believe you do in certain areas, but if you look at Philadelphia, dude, it's horrible over there. Kids are getting killed every single day. People are actually very scared in Philadelphia. You can't walk out there without possibly being carjacked, being shot. And a lot of these things are being done by kids that are underage. They're shooting each other.
Look where we live. We got Newark and Patterson and right here.
Yeah, we have the
We got
same
the same
issues
problem.
in New Jersey, but Philadelphia is going insane.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you're right.
and I mean all this crime and stuff like this kills our economy.
Mhm.
This takes money out of our pockets. We got to get the police out there to make sure people aren't stealing. You know,
But
if
who's
people aren't
defunding the
stealing,
police?
now we could afford the cars. We could afford the car insurance because there's less carjackings. You know, why is car insurance going up? Because these insurance companies are losing money left and right.
In a business
They
where they're
are.
not
They
supposed to make
are.
money.
They're
Last
in
I
the
checked,
business to make money, yet
they're not supposed to be
car
making
insurance
money.
companies are losing money because of
Oh, I know they
everything
are.
that's going on.
Yeah, because now everyone's going to EVs in this state, and the Teslas are going up. They catch fire. They cost a fortune to friggin' buy, let alone replace a battery.
But it's
So
not
how is that
it's not
helping?
even that. It's not even the accidents or stuff like that. It's the theft. It's huge. The amount of carjackings and everything and car theft that has gone up. It's insane. I mean,
Because you can hack
man,
a car
people
with a phone.
exactly.
You couldn't do that 20 years ago. You can drive a car with a phone. You got
But
the right
then
app.
they say, hey, if cops are chasing somebody who just stole 1,000 worth, oh, you know what? Cops should just stop running, turn around, and walk away because it's only $1,000 worth of shit. But now a person goes and steals $1,000 worth of shit every single day. $365,000 right there. That's a big loss,
Yeah. If they don't,
and people
and
do
that's
that.
if they catch you quick.
That's the crazy thing is the majority of people who are doing this, the stealing, are the same people who keep doing it. They get caught, they get put in jail, they get released, they're out stealing the same day. They get caught, they get put in jail for an hour, they get released, and they're out back stealing again.
So
We really got
what
to fix
fixes the
that.
problem?
This
So
is why our economy is going down is because of all the crime, the high power costs, and all the people we got to pay for, illegal immigration, the stuff that's going overseas. Yeah, that money we're giving away, but we're actually making money back on that in another way by it's more
but is that
it's more of us
sustainable?
actually trading than giving money. That's what people aren't seeing when it is to places like Ukraine and Israel. They think we're just giving them, hey, here's $8 billion, boom, and we're not going to see anything from it. No, we're giving them $8 billion of equipment, and you're paying us back in a way. Which way it is, I don't know. It's probably through other supplies and things like that, which they can produce better than we can, but we're not actually just giving them money, which we are doing that here to illegal immigrants and everything else.
So my question to you guys, we only have 3 more minutes left. I have a meeting. So, as a closing statement from you guys both, what are the top three issues you would like for the next president of the United States to work on to make the lives of American citizens better? Anyone can start from both of you and that. And
I will
we
start
have
on
four
that.
minutes left.
I'm going to say 100%. We need a valid candidate. I voted for. You may not like it, but I voted for Bernie Sanders in the last 4 elections. I liked Sanders. I mean, he was controversial in his policies, very socialist, but he was looking to improve things that really matter to American people. Right now, healthcare is a big deal. He was looking to fix that. And I get it. We have the best medical care in the world because of our structure. At the same time, we could do better. We could do a lot better. And we're not striving to do that. Um, Fossil fuels, I love the clean energy aspect of life, and I think that's great. And I think it's great for the environment, but we can't stop Brazil from cutting down its rainforests, which is crippling us. We can't stop all the other crap going on in the world. But we can maybe try to back the right horse. And clean energy is not a bad thing. With cold fusion coming to fruition, hopefully, we could power the world on one power plant. But they're all looking at the wallets, not looking at what's best for us. That is where I think people got to stop looking at these businesses. You got to stop. You got to basically tell people to stop being greedy.
All right,
Dave,
so
we got 2 minutes.
really quick, it's very simple. Number one, the U.S. has to become fully energy independent. Number two is we got to stop the immigration And number 3, we need to gain respect.
Illegal immigration. I'm just going to reiterate.
Yes.
So
yes.
yes.
Illegal immigration.
That's what he meant. And
Yeah.
I agree with we need to regain our respect because
Yes.
right now we're
without the respect, the United States can't grow.
Nope.
Wow.
Because we are with Biden on the stage, and what I hear from other countries, I listen to news in other countries. We are actually, he's becoming the laughingstock. People are actually seriously laughing at him.
What do you mean becoming? Sorry, dude.
Becoming because the media's projecting it out more.
I know.
That's why.
But they have to.
They can't hide it anymore.
And we got 2 blue news stations and 1 red.
Yeah.
So that situation, I mean, MSNBC, CNN, they blue. Everything else is red. Fox is red.
I gotta commend CNN on their process on the way they did debate. You know, that was the first time I ever seen CNN kind of be in a neutral way.
They tried because they were trying to help Biden. In turn,
Yeah.
they let Biden flounder like a flopping fish on a beach.
It's all right.
They made him look like a moron. And Trump couldn't even fucking rebut because...
Well, he didn't have to. He didn't have to say a word. He just stood
but if
there.
he got a chance to, he would have. And we
yeah,
both know.
but it's good that he didn't.
Oh, yeah. For Trump, absolutely. But he didn't get a chance to speak.
All right, Sid.
Guys, this was fun. Sorry, I have a meeting. I mean, this
No
was
problem.
really fun. I mean, we can go on and on, but we'll definitely do another one. We'll definitely do another one after the next convention in August, because the closer we get to the elections, I think it would be great for us to do another episode like this and see if some of our points were taken in consideration, are being taken. Will we have a new nominee? There is a lot to be covered. So I want to thank you, both of you, for joining me, taking the time, and I'll see you guys very soon, okay?
All right. Thank you, Sid.
Sid, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too, buddy.